Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. The long-awaited sequel to the comedy phenomenon, Ghostbusters 2 was met with less than flattering reactions when it premiered 5 years after the original. Both audiences and critics were let down, claiming it was just a repeat of the first one with fewer laughs and making little sense. You know you're in trouble when a series about chasing snot bubbles is criticized for not making sense. Over the years, though, it's gathered a little bit of a following with fans looking back saying, yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but Mr. Bean's friend is great. Is it worth the disappointment it got, or is there secretly a hidden gem in there? Well, if there is, it's unbelievably well hidden. Let's take a look at Ghostbusters 2. Not 5 years later! Ah! Seriously, what was up with that title card? Sure this isn't Law and Order? Well, obviously that cryptic Sting music should be followed up with the Sophia the First soundtrack. Okay, alright, I guess this was meant to be the more kid-friendly version. There's Dana Barrett, played by future Finding Dory Joke, who's looking after her adorable baby Oscar, who's thrown into oncoming traffic. That's my baby! Look out! Well, tone's not gonna be an issue here. Actually, now I'm wondering in Hook, if Peter Pan didn't run away, he just got possessed by Frankenberry's urine. Maybe all the ghosts are from Neverland. This is a crossover I never thought plausible! Cut to the Ghostbusters, who are speeding their way towards the big emergency, a birthday party.
We'll have fun! Yeah!
Wait, they had the siren on, nearly running over people because they're late for a birthday gig? Actually, I can totally see him doing that. Gotta love the decorations at this party. Seriously, who hung that up? And here's how you make your movie more geared towards kids. Start off with kids hating you.
Look who's here!
Hey!
Oh, I thought it was gonna be He-Man.
Yeah, Ghostbusters aren't cool kids in the audience. We suckered you, I guess.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
Okay, just to give you an idea, this is 2 years after this bombed. He-Man sales were so dead the Filmation Ghostbusters were hunting their spirits. You wanna know what was popular at the time? The real Ghostbusters! There is no reason kids wouldn't like them! Oh, but we have this bullshit reasoning.
My dad says you guys are full of crap.
Jason,
Well, some people have trouble believing in the paranormal.
No, he just says you guys are full of crap and that's why you went out of business.
Yeah, apparently people just stop believing in ghosts. Right the shit out of nowhere. Alright, in the first film, I can buy that, because it's like our world, there was no proof they existed. But after a well-documented, well-witnessed Marshmallow Man marched through the city, nearly destroyed the world, and even religious figures were on their side, these idiots should look like flat earthers!
I love this town!
Oh yeah, you wanna know why they're out of business too?
Conjured up a 100-foot marshmallow man, ended up getting sued by every state, county, and city agency in New York.
Wow, it's uncanny how much they predicted exactly what we wanted to see in a Ghostbusters sequel. I mean, in the cartoon, they chased after a ghost who went into people's dreams, the Boogeyman, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, even freaking Cthulhu at one point. Petty Pansy Pussy Puss! It's all about the lawsuits, man! That's the epic battle! Even the Ghostbuster toys are replaced with cease and desist kits. It's just the direction things need to go.
Ungrateful little yuppie larva.
So Dana talks to Egon, played by the late Harold Ramis, to get help with her situation while he's in the middle of measuring anger in a physical environment.
I'd rather you didn't mention any of this to Peter, if you don't mind.
No, I won't.
Oh, we gotta pause the movie for a puppy.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
So there's that.
Let's see what happens when we take away the puppy.
Is that a metaphor for what the movie is doing? Meanwhile, Peter, played again by Bill Murray, is hosting a show called World of the Psychic, where he discusses end-of-the-world predictions.
I have a strong psychic belief that the world will end on New Year's Eve.
And I'll be forced to talk to Shia LaBeouf about masturbation. It'll be awful!
But I think my other guest may disagree with you.
The end of the world will be on February 14th in the year 2016.
She was close. 2016 is when the franchise ended. So the mayor happens to be in the same station where they shoot this show. He has an important speech to make on Bassmasters.
It's a fishing show. Yeah, I know Bassmasters, sure.
Where we come across our watered-down Walter Peck, or Watered Peck as I like to call him, played by Kurt Fuller.
I'm Jack Hardemeyer. I'm the mayor's assistant. I know who you are, Dr. Venkman. I just don't see any ghosts anywhere.
Though I highly appreciate your work on psychic phenomenon.
You stay away from the mayor. The last thing we need is for him to be associated with two-bit frauds and publicity hounds like you and your friends.
Oh, I don't know, it worked pretty well when they saved the world before. You know, prior to when the Men in Black just erased the city's memories. This seems totally justified.
I love this town!
We then cut to the one funny performance everyone can agree on, Peter McNichol as Janusz. This guy is so funny, even his first line is gold.
If everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
If you knew where I was from, you'd be so offended, but you don't, so ha!
Well, I make pretty good cocktails, don't I?
He's Dana Barrett's boss, who's gone from playing in the orchestra to art restoration. Christ, what's your next job, teacup tester?
Assist me in the more important restoration.
Dana fends off Latka's advances, only to discover she has to fend off Vakeman's as well.
You know, you'd have been better off marrying me.
Whenever I brought it up, you'd get drowsy and fall asleep. It was when you started introducing me as the old ball and chain. That's when I left.
Cool, so his heart totally wasn't into it. That's what I wanted to see happen. When he saves her life and they play the closing credits and they look at each other lovingly kissing. I totally wanted to see him not commit, have a baby with another guy, and them try to get back together. God, it's like they're in my head! I know these two are supposed to fall in love again, but truth be told, I don't know if I want them to. The first time around wasn't perfect, but you admire that she's more grounded, he's more goofy, opposites attract, and he does have this charming persistence. Here, his persistence already gave up on her once, and now he's trying once more to, what, give up again? If you want to show their relationship going through trouble, show us the trouble. Only seeing them clumsily and even bitterly try to patch things up just makes them look like emotional jerks.
So, whatever happened to Mr. Wright? Anyway, I heard he ditched you and ran off to Europe.
Does he ever mention me?
No.
Well, I know I'm just asking for the big hurt, but I thought I'd give us one more chance.
But their steps backwards seem disappointing. Take a look at their steps forward. Let's earn that comedy gold with that baby we wrote in.
Subject weighs approximately 18 pounds and is about 8 months old.
Pupillary response normal?
Auditory.
Seems normal.
Ampullary reflex.
Appears to be ticklish.
Yep, baby ticklish.
But part of why the first movie worked was Bill Murray's brilliant improv. Surely he can work out something with the baby, right?
You know, I should have been your father.
Wow. Well, that was as awkward as Bill Murray with a baby.
Help! He's gone completely berserk! Help!
I don't have a lot of experience with babies.
Get me out of here, please. Oh, thank God. They go to where the carriage stopped on the street and decide to tear it up to see what's under it. Hey, where'd Winston go? Ask her him.
What are you doing? What's it look like we're doing here? I tell you why we're here. We're here because some diaper bag downtown is being a jerk. I'm making us working on Friday night. Is he right?
Yo!
That awkward moment when you realize Egon is the funniest one in this movie. While that's going on, the painting of Vigo the Carpathian comes to life to possess Janusz.
What was will be, what is will be no more.
In case you're wondering, that's Max von Sydow doing the voice of Vigo because the actor playing Vigo,
What was will be, what is will be no more. Now is the season of evil. Find me a child that I might live again.
Come on, that could totally work. Try it.
Scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, command you.
Oh, command me, Lord.
The mountain of skulls and the castle of pain, I sit on the throne of blood. What was will be, what is will be no more. Now is the season of evil.
You may laugh, but if these voices don't have to be dubbed, Vigo should speak! Ray is lowered under the city to find a whole river of Mr. Bubble splooge. He accidentally hits something, though, that blacks out the entire city. You'd think something like that would be a little tougher to take out, wouldn't you? It kind of looked like the pipe was gonna break anyway. His foot barely touched it. Was it next to the history eraser button, too?
What can we do? It's all in the hands of our lawyer now.
Oh, good. Here's a scene that'll make sense.
The world does not recognize the existence of ghosts. I don't believe in them either. Leave the ghost stories to the kiddies, understood?
Okay, wait. I know it's silly to go this deep into a movie where they zap demonic Caspers, but what were they sued for originally again?
Conjured up a 100-foot marshmallow man. Ended up getting sued by every state, county, and city agency in New York.
So because they conjured up the Marshmallow Man, they were responsible for the damages. And this judge is saying,
The world does not recognize the existence of ghosts.
if you can get sued for conjuring ghosts, why won't the court acknowledge them? It's like suing firefighters for burnt property damage and the judge being like, I don't believe in fires. Anyone who even says the word fire, just erase it from the record. It's dumb. Dumb.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
I'll admit having Tully as their lawyer, played again by Rick Moranis, is pretty funny. But they even miss some obvious one-liners.
When you're scared, what?
There was no evil intent.
There was no evil intent and no malice. Because it'll never happen again.
Objection, Your Honor.
What?
He's leading the witness.
It should have been leading the lawyer! God, that joke was so gift-wrapped Girl Scouts were waiting to wrap it at checkout! But while this court doesn't recognize ghosts, it does recognize cheering for people that the movie tried to hammer nobody liked anymore.
Shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you gonna call?
Yay, we spontaneously like you again! Okay, we're only cheering because we know that line's gonna be in the trailer, and I really want to be in the trailer! As the judge is finding them guilty, his anger seems to get a strong reaction from the slime, resulting in... Oh, so this is how HBO is doing Sesame Street now. The judge decides to rescind the order, and they're allowed to bust the dead Beagle Boys. Hey, where's Winston Askerum?
He's like a pretty open-minded guy, huh?
Wait, he was actually in the room. Kinda weird they didn't invite him to be a part of Askerum.
Behind you, Ray!
So okay, 35 minutes in, and we finally get the Ghostbusters busting ghosts again. It's cool, it's fun, and a pain in the ecto ass that we had to wait so long for it.
2 in the box.
Ready to go.
We be fast and
They be slow.
Naturally, as soon as they nab them, they get the business back, and ghosts start popping up all over the place.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Okay, overlooking that at the earliest this had to start in November and it wraps up around New Year's, meaning they had to get the lease for the firehouse back, clean it up, quit their jobs, rehire Janine, get all the equipment back up, do a TV commercial, and even manufacture merchandise in under 2 months. Meth! You can do a lot on it! Let's really look at something here. A big problem that could have been fixed. I know I go on and on about things wrong with movies, but let's look at one of the biggest solutions this film could have had. What if the movie started with the court case? Oh, not the stupid trip and there's a power outage case. I mean the other court case they talked about. Them getting sued for the damages caused by Stay Puft. Think about it. There'd be no more ghosts because Gozer was gone, so they'd still be down on their luck when being sued. Even Winston could be there with them. In fact, them saying their other jobs might actually be funnier than seeing them.
What's your occupation?
I host the public access show World of the Psychic.
What's your occupation?
I measure anger by giving and taking away puppies.
What's your occupation?
Birthday parties. Birthday parties. That surprisingly would have been funnier. It could even take place 5 years later because they were forming the case around them. Hell, a lot of articles nowadays point out that Walter Peck was actually right about how friggin' illegal their operation was. In fact, have him there. He can be a witness or even the prosecution. That way you wouldn't need Watered Peck to hate him for no reason because his hatred is already justified. Just as they're about to be found guilty, the other two ghosts pop up. But wait, Gozer is gone. Where did these two come from? Suddenly there's a mystery. The same thing happens. The judge receives the order, Winston is with them to bust the ghosts, and maybe 7 minutes in, this is our intro.
We're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters.
Over a half an hour of bullshit filler gone. And how cool of an introduction would that be? When Janine answers the phone saying,
Yes, we're back.
The other end wouldn't be going, what the hell friggin' took ya? And the rest, you can still kind of do a similar thing. Follow up with Oscar's carriage being possessed, only this time it's Peter and Dana's baby. You don't have to redo the romance. In fact, the intensity is up because it's both their kid now. Adding a new element to their characters and taking their relationship to the next step. Maybe Dana is like, screw this, no ghost is taking my kid, I'm becoming a goddamn Ghostbuster. If newcomer Winston could do it, why not her? Then Tully and Janine could look after Oscar like they originally have, and we'd have Ripley as a goddamn Ghostbuster. Adding a great dynamic to the group rather than...
Boy, this equipment's heavy.
Oh yeah, that happens in this. That's so much time you can dedicate to more gadgets, more ghosts, more vehicles, more characters, more shit you can sell as toys that also make the film more interesting. New stuff furthering the story. There! Fix the movie! Combining new elements with old elements and furthering the idea. So after a montage very similar to the first film of Busting Ghosts, only to a, better song?
Walk through the wall with no time to stall. You call the Ghostbusters. Well, that's who you call.
Still better than Fall Out Boy's version. We finally upgrade from kiddie stuff, like talking with babies, to something more adult, like dancing toasters.
Whoa! Shake it up! Yeah.
The way this movie's going, I wouldn't be shocked if the climax looked like this. Dana gets another supernatural surprise, though. Either that or she has a Japanese tub where the shampoo comes out with the water. I don't know. That was looking very Blob from Clay Fighter there. Even the bathtub this Pepto puppet is in seems to have fabric creases. You know, for that matter, why is Vigo taking so long to get this kid? He just needs any child, doesn't he? Why is he waiting so long for Janos to get this one? He's got a ghost army now. He can have him grab whatever kid he wants. This could go so much faster. She drops by Peter's place, who's sleeping on the couch in his coat. As bachelors do.
I didn't know where else to go.
Really? You have no other friends? Your caretaker, Winston, Ray? Egon, who you went to the first time Oscar was threatened and you said keep Peter out of it, and you go to the guy you said keep out of it? Oh, wait, I know why she's there. More of that sweet Bill Murray baby humor!
I really gotta put him down.
Yeah? You're short, your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.
You get it? Put down! He's putting him down! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! How did he get a place that big? Yeah, the baby joke is so bad, I'm moving on to something else. Public access TV show and or under 2 months of ghost busting gets you a New York apartment like that? Unless you have the job from Big, that ain't gonna happen! Ugh, so they figure out that somehow the ghost of Vigo is behind all this, and they go to analyze the painting. Vigo seems to possess Ray, which in the original script had him driving the car in rage, almost killing them all. The scene was cut though, leaving only the comic book version intact, and this one awkward edit from the comeback montage.
Only my life to save, all by myself, with no one around.
Okay, we know why he's giving that look in the original version, but in this edit? What is going on? Ray runs a red light, they look concerned, and nothing friggin' happens. How's it even a funny scene? I don't really even get what joke it's trying to do. Clearly this needs more Bill Murray baby talk to make this work. I'm sorry, it's just those scenes are dumb! Dumb! Oh, by the way, Janine and Tully are now a thing. Yeah, you thought she was in love with Egon, but it's suddenly Seymour.
You're very good with children.
Thanks, I practiced on my hamster.
Hey, let's see what kind of toys we were selling at the time.
See anything weird? It's Tombstone Tackle. Yikes, it's Wicked Willy.
Granny Gross, she's no sweet old lady.
Cool. What are we focusing on here?
Do you want to have something to eat with me?
How did people not get into this? Ray and Egon look over the pictures of the paintings and discover something deeply disturbing. 2 New Yorkers like Chicago pizza.
Pizza.
Dinner thing.
Chicago.
That's the Ghostbusters and Jon Stewart! We're gonna get you all! But the picture is suddenly set on fire. Better get as far away from a water source as possible. But Winston bangs on the door demanding to be in the movie and puts out the fire. Well, what one-liner will he have here? Ask him. Also, again, gotta love the tone of the music. Listen to it after this intense scene of people almost dying.
Winston!
Aw, well, just because we almost burned to death doesn't mean we can't appreciate how beautiful New York is. Look, you can see some other people going up in flames. It's nice. 3 of them go under the city again to see if they can find that river of slime they saw earlier. Hey, why the hell didn't they do that the minute they got out of court? Just forgot it was down there? You idiots. And for a more kid-friendly version, get a load of this scene straight out of an R-rated movie. Don't so many of these scenes go hand in hand?
You're short, your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.
It's like Monster High! Some things just blend. Let's continue things that don't go together by intercutting them drowning in slime with Peter's calm, relaxing date.
Toast to the most charming, kindest, and most unusual man I've ever broken up with.
Well, those are big-ass mixed signals. Let's both get dressed up in our finest clothes, go to the fanciest restaurant, giving the nicest of compliments about how we're not in love with each other. How romantically not romantic.
You're much better than you realize. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah. That is said literally before this line.
I mean, you weren't very good for me, you know. You know that, don't you?
You two nutballs deserve each other. Or maybe you don't. It's charming to kinda not know.
How was your day?
Well, it wasn't a date, it was just dinner.
Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this.
The others come in from their swim and get arrested, being taken to the mayor. Because first movie!
Look, I don't want to hear anything about it. You've got 2 minutes. Make it good.
You hear that, guys who saved the entire world and got me re-election? 2 minutes. They say the negative energy of the city has transformed into this pink ooze. How bad is it? Somebody actually says a swear word.
There seem to be 3 million completely miserable assholes living in the tri-state area.
Can the Ghostbusters say that?
This man has no dick.
Oh, shit. Let's show this prehistoric bitch. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Oh. Well, can they say it more? They say New York has to be nicer in order to defeat this thing because commentary, I guess.
What am I supposed to do? Go on television and tell 10 million people they have to be nice?
Being miserable and treating other people like dirt is every New Yorker's God-given right.
Is it wrong to say I kind of agree? I mean, I'm not always a fan of dickheads, but the flower power bullshit seems a little hypocritical coming from guys who usually talk like this.
Power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
Neighborhood is like a demilitarized zone.
Type something, will you? We're paying for this stuff.
Yeah, just work with these guys, man. I wasn't even there.
Trent is dead.
You never studied.
I gotta get my own lawyer.
What did you do, Ray? Middle of something. No!
You know we liked you because you were assholes, right? Though granted, we liked you because you were funny assholes as opposed to joking what to name the apocalypse.
Mere hide slime.
Times Square slimed?
Slime Square.
Slime Square.
Oh, SNL and Second City writers wrote that. While still trying to figure out why he doesn't like them, Watered Peck has them all committed while Oscar is kidnapped by, I'll just say it, the creepiest thing in the movie. Mary Poppins, played by Renfield from Dracula Dead and Loving It, is surprisingly exactly as scary as it sounds. We get the leftover effects from the last time all the ghosts rose up because, you know. I legit love this scene though. In Soviet Russia, Fur murders you!
He says the Titanic just arrived.
Well, better late than never.
Okay, -2 points for having Cheech Marin in your movie and not using him more. Whoa, I'm seeing the Titanic, man! And a rapping dog stepped out of it. This is some good shit! The Ghostbusters are, of course, released again. God, how many times are they arrested and let go in these movies? While Dana tries to bargain with Janosch to get her son back.
Marry me, Dana. Together we will raise Vigo as our son. There are many perks in being the mother of a living god.
You know, it's just hitting me what a weird plan this is. Not Vigo possessing a human host, I get that, but why a baby? Wouldn't like a bodybuilder, a marine, an assassin, wouldn't it make sense to possess one of them? Somebody that can take care of themselves? What the hell is he gonna do as a baby? They say tonight the world is his, but they also talk about Dana and Janosch raising him. That's gonna take several years before he can rule anything. This isn't the end of the world, it's a warped 80s sitcom. The Ghostbusters try blasting their way in, but there's just too much negativity in the city. If only they had a symbol to win over the goodness of everybody.
Something good, something decent,
something pure.
To the license plate factory! No, of course they mean the Statue of Liberty, because something big has to walk through the city again. They use the positive slime to bring it to life, and the people cheer. Because yeah, if I was in a city where a giant tried to kill me and freaky monsters were rising up again, I'd be like, hey cool, the Statue of Liberty, not shit! Surprisingly, didn't even draw much of a crowd. Maybe the majority were scared and these people just smoked Cheech Marin's wacky tobacco. Yeah, let's see Planet of the Apes happen now. You ever notice what a weird word green is? Green. It's okay, you being sued for that will be the first 35 minutes of the next sequel. Oh, by the way, Tully's trying to be a Ghostbuster now. There, I said that happened. As the Ghostbusters positivity works and they break in and hose down Janosch.
One down.
On the ground.
We like rhymes.
One down.
On the ground. It's slime time.
Ready to go.
We be fast and they be slow.
Short but pointless. Tentacle hentai grabs Dana though, and Vigo takes human form. Yeah, why does he need a human host again? He seems to do pretty good threatening them with his Barbie hair. But Peter has a plan. I think.
You, the bimbo with the baby. I have met some dumb blondes in my life, but you take the taco, pal. Bonehead!
Yeah, he just seems to keep insulting the evil force that literally feeds on negativity. Resulting in... What was your end game? But thankfully, New York just forgets about the end of the world and starts singing the New Year's song.
Where's that singing coming from? People outside.
Singing is neutralizing the slime.
New York movie seems to be you can say whatever the shit you want about them as long as there's one uncomfortably forced moment where they're good.
You mess with Spidey, you mess with New York! You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us!
The singing seems to force Vigo back into the painting. Oh yeah, we gotta do something with that possession subplot.
Ray? Ray! No! I, Ray, am Vigo, and rule the earth.
Yeah, I never liked Ray anyway. He sold the least toys. Ray somehow gets unpossessed, and they send Vigo back to his nearest convenient parallel dimension, and totally outside thinks he's the one who saved the day.
I did it!
You were totally pointless in this film.
Spread out, Shorty.
You know you're not very good for me, right? This relationship sucks now. Honestly, I believe the chemistry more between these two.
I love you.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, I love you too.
Wow.
The credits roll. A surprisingly small crowd celebrates the people who saved the world twice. Don't worry, they'll stop believing in ghosts by next Tuesday. And the only good news song in the entire movie plays. Oh wait, I forgot a lot of the song was this.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They call the Ghostbusters and they're in control.
Okay, not good, but I still got a soft spot for it. Actually, that's this movie in a nutshell. It's not good. It's a super letdown to a great epic comedy that had a lot of potential for a great sequel. But there are some things that I can't help but feel, well, nostalgic for. I like seeing these guys together again. I like there's still a bit of creep value despite it being more kid-friendly. I like the effects, I like the villains, and even some of the variations on repeated ideas are kinda cool. But clearly it's a bad movie. And honestly, it gets a little worse every time I see it, where the original only gets better and better. But it's not one of the worst sequels I've ever seen or anything. It's just uninspired, not that funny, and usually pretty awkward. I understand people who like it though, and as I said before, I'll always have a weird soft spot for it. But as a sequel to Ghostbusters, it leaves us all wanting more, but in all the wrong ways.